Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I will be sharing my stories with you all. Some will be real happenings and others will be creative. It is up to you to decide which to believe. As Jessica and her pack continued to keep the peace and maintain order, rumors began to circulate about a new creature in the area. The rumors spoke of a powerful ice panther that had been terrorizing nearby towns and leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Jessica and her pack knew they needed to act fast, so they set out to hunt down this new threat. The journey was long and treacherous, and they faced many challenges along the way. As they finally closed in on their target, they saw a figure in the distance. It was the ice panther, a fierce creature covered in shimmering ice that glistened in the sunlight. They braced themselves for battle, but as they got closer, they realized that the ice panther was not just any creature. It was Jessica's mother. Jessica was stunned. She had thought her mother was long gone, lost to the world forever. But here she was, transformed into a creature that they had been hunting. Her mother spoke, her voice shaking with emotion. "I didn't want this, Jessica," she said. "I didn't choose to become this. It was an accident, a terrible mistake that I can never undo." Jessica's heart ached as she listened to her mother's words. She knew that her mother had always been a powerful witch, but she never knew about her werepanther heritage. Her mother explained that she had been experimenting with her powers, trying to find a way to harness the power of the moon. But something went wrong, and she was transformed into an ice panther. She had been in hiding ever since, afraid of what her family would think of her. As Jessica and her mother talked, the rest of the pack watched on with awe and shock. They had never seen anything like this before, and they knew that they were witnessing something truly extraordinary. Despite everything that had happened, Jessica knew that she still loved her mother, and she was determined to help her in any way she could. Together, they worked to try and find a way to reverse the transformation, to restore her mother to her former self. It was a long and difficult journey, filled with many setbacks and challenges, but eventually they succeeded. Her mother was transformed back into her original form, and Jessica was overjoyed. As they hugged and cried tears of joy, Jessica knew that this was just the beginning. There were still so many threats out there, so many creatures and monsters that needed to be stopped. For now, they could rest easy, knowing that they had each other and that they were stronger together than they ever could be alone. They were a family, a pack, and they would always have each other's backs, no matter what challenges lay ahead. Jessica and her pack had been keeping the peace for several months since their last encounter with the ice panther. But one day, they received a distress signal from a neighboring town. It seemed that a warlock had taken control of the town, and the townspeople were in desperate need of help. Without hesitation, Jessica and her pack set out to the town. They arrived at the town square to find the warlock, a powerful and dark figure standing in the center of the square. He turned to them, a sinister smile on his face. "I've been expecting you, Jessica," he said. "I know all about you and your pack, and I've been waiting for the perfect moment to strike." The warlock began to cast spells, sending bolts of dark energy hurtling towards the pack. They fought back with all their might, but the warlock's powers were too strong. As they fought, Jessica had a strange feeling inside of her, like something was stirring deep within her. It was a feeling she had never experienced before, and it was both thrilling and terrifying. Eventually they managed to weaken the warlock, and he revealed his true identity. He was Jessica's father. Jessica was shocked. She had never known her father, and she had always thought he was dead. But here he was, standing before her, an evil warlock. He explained that he had been cursed long ago, and the curse had twisted him into a dark and evil being. He had been searching for a way to lift the curse and regain his humanity, but he had become lost in his search. But now, seeing Jessica and her pack fight with all their might, he knew what he had to do. With a wave of his hand, he lifted the curse that had been placed on Jessica's mother all those years ago. She appeared before them, her true form restored. Jessica was overjoyed to see her mother once again, and she was grateful to her father for finally setting things right. But she knew that he could not escape the consequences of his actions. With a heavy heart, Jessica and her pack took her father into custody. It was a bittersweet victory, knowing that they had stopped the warlock and reunited her family, but also realizing that they had lost a member of their pack. As they made their way back to their home, Jessica reflected on all that had happened. She knew that there would always be new threats and challenges, but she was grateful to have her pack by her side. Together, they could face anything that came their way. That was awesome! Thanks for listening! Jessica's adventures aren't quite over yet, however. There is one final stage for her to complete. Join us in the next installment to see what will happen with Jessica and her pack.